Hello and good morning, and welcome back to Get Up and Game, where we like to start every day off right with a game on the table. This morning, the game on my table is Marvel Champions by Fantasy Flight Games, and I'm afraid I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is the Sinister Motives box has finally been released in the US. We've had it for about a week. I've got the Miles Morales hero right here that I've really been enjoying. But the bad news is, after being Spider-Man for about a week here, and he's been Spider-Man around the world for a little bit longer, he's already sick of it. So this is going to be his last mission. He's given up, he's hanging up the tights. He'd rather be Miles. He wants to stay as Miles Morales more than he wants to be Spider-Man. So he's agreed to go on one last mission against Taskmaster to rescue some heroes that have been hunted down. But after this, he's done. He's had enough. He's tired of everybody saying they like Ghost Spider better. He's tired of getting beat up all the time by Venom Goblin. He's ready to just be a normal kid. He wants to hang out with his dad. He wants to hang out with his best friend. He's been doing a lot of meditating about this. He's really been considering it. He's ready to move on. So I'm happy to help him. I'm happy to be here for him for his last mission. I'm gonna do my best to help him win. We are going against Taskmaster in expert mode using the new Goblin Gear modular encounter set. So I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm going to do my best to help him out. He's been good to me this last week. So for his last mission here, I'm glad I get to be the one to go with him, because after this, he will be Spider-Man no more. So Taskmaster in his expert form starts on stage 2 with 2 scheme, 2 attack, and when he's revealed, we're going to deal ourselves an encounter card. I'll do that after I finish setting up the main scheme. And after we change to hero form, we have to discard the top of the encounter deck and take damage equal to the number of boost icons on that card. And this deck is all about ending our turn in alter ego form, but we are often going to be flipping to hero form to take care of some things. Miles, like I said, he is willing to contribute to the mission. He just doesn't want to hang out there like all the time. So we're probably going to be having to take that damage quite often. We have to be very lucky to not take too much, or this is going to be quite a challenge for this deck that I've come up with here. The main scheme is hunting down heroes. We've got the Hydra Patrol in there as part of the standard setup, and then I've used the new Goblin Gear modular encounter set. We've got our captive allies aside here, and we have to search for the Hydra Patrol. We got the Hydra Patrol. It's a 2-threat crisis side scheme. When we defeat it, we have to go get a Hydra minion. So you know, the wimpiest one in the deck is who you go find. And now we can deal ourselves an encounter card. Part is Taskmaster set up here. We're going to draw our opening hand. So this deck is all about confusing the villain. It's a Justice deck with sonic rifles. And it wants to end its turn in alter ego as often as possible to draw the extra card to make use of Miles's alter ego supports. And so we got the sonic rifle. We're very happy to see that. You're always happy to see a double resource. Double life is a key card. As much as I like these 3 cards, I'd really like to see a meditation to get that sonic rifle down on the table as cheaply as possible. So we're going to discard these 3, draw 3 more as part of our mulligan, a swing in, a power of justice, and a meditation. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so this is a good start. I haven't played this. I had this idea last night at work. Got up real early this morning to try it, and I'm hoping the deck goes well. So Miles Morales here. Let's talk about him. Like I said, he is brand new, so maybe some people haven't played him yet. Don't get used to him though. He's done. This is it. He's out. He's done. Spider-Man no more. He has 4 recovery, and his ability is after you change to this form, you can shuffle 1 Spider-Man card from your discard pile back into your deck. And you can see he has a real contemplative look on his face. He's thinking about what it'll be like when he's not Spider-Man anymore. He's sick of it. Hand size is 6, hit points at 9, so he's a little squishy. And we'll talk about his hero form when we pop up to there. So we are going to exhaust Miles and play Meditation. Exhaust your alter ego to play a card from your hand, reducing its resource cost by 3. I think this card makes it into just about every other deck I build. I love, love, love Meditation. So we're going to bring out the Sonic Rifle. Comes into play with 2 counters. And you can exhaust it to confuse the villain. Now, the rest of this hand's a little kooky, but I think we're going to be just fine. We're going to flip into hero form. We're also going to flip over the main scheme, and it adds 1 threat to start, and it gets 1 threat per player. And if in a hero form during the villain phase, you have to either place more threat here or take damage. But more importantly, first of all, right now, let's take a quick look at Spider-Man. He has a 2/2/2 stat line. He is a champion and a web warrior. He has the Venom Blast special ability to deal 2 damage to an enemy and stun that enemy. And he has the Spider Camouflage special ability to give Spider-Man a tough status card and confuse an enemy. And those abilities aren't something you can just activate. They are triggered by cards in Miles' hero deck. But we're still exhausted from the meditation. And we flipped into hero form, so we have to discard the top card of the encounter deck and take damage equal to the boost icons. There's only 1. So we're gonna go down to 8. See, this is the kind of stuff Miles is sick of. He's always taking damage. He's always getting beaten up by these villains. Who wants to do that? All right, so while we're here in hero form, we're gonna go ahead and exhaust the Sonic Rifle and confuse Taskmaster. We will play Strength to play Swing In. Remove 4 threat from a scheme if you paid this card using a mental resource. We did not. We could resolve Spider-Man's Spider Camouflage ability. That would have allowed us to stun or to confuse Taskmaster and also get a Tough. The Tough would have been nice. He's already confused. But I basically just have extra cards on my hand to use, so I might as well use it. We're going to get rid of the Hydra Patrol. It's a little bit of a waste of some of that thwarting, but that's what I had in my hand. And now we have to go find a Reggie every time you clear out the Hydra Patrol. Where is he? Pop out. 1. Oh, did I miss him? I was talking. Probably just didn't see him. Hydra Regular. Where are you? There he is. Reggie was hiding. He's also sick of this game. He would like to be Reggie no more, if possible. Poor guy. So he does have Insight 1, but since he was put into play and not revealed, we don't have to put 1 threat on the main scheme. So now we're going to discard the Power of Justice for his wild resource to play Double Life. You can only play this once per round. I get to change my form, and even though I've already flipped from Alter Ego into Hero, this is a special, since I'm using a card to do it, that's okay. I can change again. And if I paid for it using a Punch resource while I used a Wild, I do get to Ready. So we're going to flip back down to Alter Ego, and I do get to Ready. And while we're here, we might as well recover, go back up to full health. And that is going to be the end of my turn. So we're going to ready up, draw 6 cards, another Meditation, a Web Shooter, Power in All of Us, Jefferson Davis, an Arachnobatics, and an Energy. Whoa, so we have lots and lots of money and not a ton to... Okay, we'll see how that goes. So now we're going to put 1 threat on the main scheme. And since we're not in hero form, we don't have to deal with the extra thing there. Taskmaster wants to scheme, but he is confused. Reggie is going to scheme for 1, so that gets us up to 3 on the main. And now we have 2 encounter cards to deal with. See how this goes. First one, another Reggie. Okay, now that he's got a friend, he's not feeling quite so nervous about everything. And that does have Insight 1, so we're already up to 4 on the main scheme. It's a little concerning. And my second card is a Hydra Hunter. Oh my goodness. So lots of minions. Not something I was looking to draw in my Stay in Alter Ego form deck. But that's what we've got. So that one has 2 scheme, 2 attack, and has piercing and range. Well, we don't really care about that, but okay, hopefully we're real good about killing minions. I don't think we're gonna be this turn, but we'll see. Oh shoot, I also forgot. Dang it. When you switch into hero form, or when you switch to Alter Ego form, you can shuffle a card from your discard pile back into your deck. I was going to shuffle that Double Life back into my deck, but I forgot. That is part of this deck though, as when you flip down, you always want to be shuffling, at least early in the game probably, your Double Lives back in your deck. There's 2 of them. I'm really sad that I forgot to do that. But that's how it goes. All right, so we are going to use the energy to bring out Jefferson Davis. That is one of his Alter Ego supports. You can exhaust him to remove a threat from the scheme with the least threat. We'll go ahead and do that. Pretty neat that you can remove threat and alter ego. There's not much of that in the game. We're gonna flip into hero form, which means we have to flip and see. We're gonna take 2 damage. So that brings us down to 7. We're gonna use a meditation to play a web shooter. It's a resource card with 3 tokens. I can exhaust it to get wild resources, which is nice because a lot of Miles's cards need you to hit a certain resource to activate. We're going to exhaust the sonic rifle to confuse Taskmaster again. That does discard that. We're not going to be able to make use of it this turn, but we might as well get it on there. Spider-Man is going to punch one of these Hydra regulars. And we're going to go ahead and play Arachnobatics, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Now if I had stun, it'd take 3 damage, and if I had confused, it'd take 3 more. I could hit Taskmaster for 5 because he's confused, but I think I need to clean up some of these minions, so we're going to hit this Hydra regular for 2. So the Reggies are gone, and that is all I can do. I'm gonna end my turn there. Draw another Sonic Rifle, a Genius, Mockingbird, Surveillance Team, and the other double life. Okay, 1 threat on the main scheme, and now that we are in hero form, we have to decide to put another threat on the main scheme or take a damage. Well, I think we're gonna put another threat on the main scheme because we're about to take some damage already. Taskmaster is attacking us for 2. Think about how I want to handle this. I think I better defend. I'm going to be taking 2 from the Hydra Hunter. Yeah, we're going to defend. So he's attacking for 2. Plus 1 is 3. I defended for 2, so we take 1 damage, and then 2 more from the Hydra Hunter. So we are down to 4. And then our counter card is going to be Photographic Reflexes. We're going to put this on Taskmaster, and when we damage him, basically that reflects the damage, and then we get rid of that card. So that's the end of the villain phase. Now we are going to use Surveillance Team and Genius to bring out Mockingbird. That is going to stun Taskmaster. He's under there somewhere, all those cards on top of him. We're going to use the Web Shooter. 1 counter off of there to pay a punch resource to use double life. That's going to let us change our form, and ready. Now this time we're going to remember when we change our form to shuffle a card back into the deck. We're going to put the double life back in there, and ready. We're going to use Jefferson Davis to remove a threat from the scheme with the fewest or least amount of scheme, which is that one. Get it back down to 4. Miles is going to recover for 4, going up to 8. Mockingbird is going to put 1 damage on the Hydra Hunter. Start working on knocking this guy out. She takes the damage for that. And even though I used a double life to go to alter ego, and I could flip back to hero form, I think I'm going to stay in alter ego. At least the double life did ready me, which allowed me to recover. Miles is still thinking real hard about how much he wants to invest into this, so he's just taking his time. He's going to let other people sort of step in and pick up the slack, where he's still real unsure about how much of this he wants to do anymore. So we're going to end our turn there. We're going to hold on to the Sonic Rifle since it is key to my strategy. Draw up to 6 cards. We got Nick, a Web Shot, Arachnobatics, and a Global Logistics. All right. 1 threat on the mains up to 5. We don't have to do the extra thing because we're alter ego. Taskmaster is no longer confused. The Hydra Hunter will scheme for 2. That brings us up to 7 of 12. And our encounter card is Taskmaster's Training Camp. It has a hazard icon. After a minion enters play, give it a tough status card. That's a really nasty card. So we probably really want to get rid of that. We really want to get rid of the Hydra Hunter. How can we accomplish these goals? All right. Well, Jefferson Davis removes a threat from the scheme with the least amount of scheme, which would be 1 from here. And then Mockingbird can remove the other one. It's going to deal another damage to her. Gets rid of that, so we don't have to deal with the extra encounter card. I'm thinking real hard about playing Nick, because I'm not too excited about the other cards in my hand. So if I use these 4 to bring Nick out, he can knock out the Hydra Hunter. Yeah, let's try that. We're going to discard these 4 to play Nick Fury. We're going to use his ability to draw 3 cards. Power Within, Defense Mechanism, and Ghost Spider. All right, we're gonna have Nick finish off the Hydra Hunter. He doesn't get a nickname. He's just Hydra Hunter. He's too serious and cool for silly nicknames. Nick Fury takes the damage. Miles is gonna go to hero form, which means we're gonna take some damage. It's only 1. It's down to 7. And I think I'm basically deciding between Ghost Spider and Sonic Rifle. I know Sonic Rifle is key. Or, actually, do I play neither of them and get these 2 down? These are both really nice. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to discard Ghost Spider to pay for a Defense Mechanism and Sonic Rifle to pay for a Power Within. Basically what these do is they allow us to sort of on demand use Miles's Venom Blast and Spider Camouflage abilities respectively. After we use a basic power, we can discard one of these to trigger that special effect, so that'll be really nice to have. We're going to use Spider-Man here to thwart for 3, or 2 rather, knocking that 3 off of there and down to a 1. And then we'll trigger the Spider Camouflage ability, which we haven't done yet, so let's take a look at that again. It gives Spider-Man a tough status card and confuses the enemy. So we get tough, and we get confused. I know this is kind of a waste of Nick, his ability to block, but that's just kind of where we're at. I wanted to draw the cards. I think I did everything there. All right, we're gonna draw our hand. Whole bunch of shield cards. All right, this could be interesting. Hunting down heroes is gonna go back up to 6. And now we have to decide if we want to take a damage or put a threat. Well, we don't want to take a damage because we have this tough, and it'd be a shame to lose it to that. So we'll put that on there. Taskmaster was stunned, so he doesn't attack. We have 1 encounter card. I kind of almost hope he attacks again so I can block with Nick. But instead, he's going to scheme. Well, the Confuse blocks that. I would have preferred to keep the Confuse on there, but at least he doesn't get to scheme. The Confuse goes away. Back to us. So now, yeah, I'm real sad we lost that. Oh, and then Nick goes away, of course. I'm real sad we lost that Confuse because I want to go to Alter Ego form to use Meditation. But the threat is at 7. So probably can't get away with that this turn. We can easily stun Taskmaster again with the Power Within, so that's nice. All right, I think we're going to be a little risky here. I do want to go to Alter Ego. So we are going to remove as much threat as we can. We're going to thwart for 2 to get this down. Now, if I wanted to, I could use the Power Within to do Venom Blast, but I'm going to hold that for later. He's got this photographic reflexes on him, so I don't really want to damage him just yet. We're going to go to Alter Ego form. When we do that, we get to shuffle a card back into our deck, a Spider-Man card, I should say. And for now, I'm still wanting to be seeing the double lives. Shuffle that in. All right. Now, we'll use Jefferson while we're down here. Remove a threat. Oh, right, the whole point. Okay, I'm not going to thwart for 2. I forgot I wanted to use Meditation. That was the whole point. So we're not going to thwart for 2. We're going to exhaust to play Meditation to bring out the Helicarrier, which is going to reduce the cost of a card by 1. Then we're going to use the Helicarrier, a Web Shooter counter, and these 2 cards to bring out Sharon Carter. Agent 13, her ability is after she attacks or thwarts, I get to choose a shield support and ready that support. So right now that could either be the Helicarrier or Jefferson Davis. In fact, I'll even put that right on the helicarrier. Now she is going to thwart for 2. And we'll use that to ready Jefferson Davis. And then he's going to thwart for 1 more. So we got it down to 3. So we should be safe. And we are going to ready all our cards. End our turn there. We have 7 health. We haven't damaged Taskmaster yet. Also just getting set up. Got our other web shooter, swing in, a double life. I kind of was afraid of that. That's all right. Monica Chang and a sonic rifle. So a lot of expensive cards. Well, the ones we want to play are expensive anyway. Okay. Hunting down heroes gets a threat. Taskmaster is not confused, so he is scheming for 2. We don't have to do the thing because we're an alter ego, by the way. He's scheming for 4, and this is the first of the Goblin Gear cards, but he didn't get it. Taskmaster loves his weapon, so I wanted to make sure I gave him some. He hasn't been lucky enough to draw any yet. And I'm so excited to be using new modular encounter sets. You know I love them on this channel, and Sinister Motives has a lot of cool ones I haven't had time to play with yet, so I definitely wanted to use one in this game. I could have used one of the new spider villains, but I chose Taskmaster for 2 reasons. One, well, I'll say 3 reasons actually. He's one of my favorite villains to fight. I really enjoy Taskmaster. 2, he actually does feature in the Spider-Man No More storyline that I'm incredibly loosely basing this game on. And I'm just not familiar enough with the new spider villains. I'm not quite sure how difficult they are, so I didn't want to get absolutely smacked down with this deck I haven't played yet. So we went with Taskmaster. He's always fun. I like to test new decks against Taskmaster. But he likes weapons, so I wanted to make sure I at least gave him a modular with weapons, so we got to see some new cards with the Goblin Gear. And now that I've done all this talking, I've completely lost track of where I am. Oh, he just schemed. Okay. So then our encounter card is, speaking of weapons, now he has Shield. He gets Retaliate 1, and I have to exhaust and spend a mental and a punch to discard it. So Miles is taking time to gear up, so Taskmaster is 2. Let's see what we can do this turn. So we're definitely going to use Jefferson Davis to remove a threat. Absolutely love this card. As someone who, this is probably the 2nd or 3rd deck I've already played that on this channel that wants to be an alter ego half the time. It's just something I really enjoy doing. This card is perfect for me. Actually getting to remove threat and alter ego is amazing. I'm very excited about that. I'm just excited about Miles in general. I think he's amazing. You know, I made a joke at the beginning about he wants to quit because everybody likes Ghost Spider better, and it certainly seems to, and I don't know if I love them both. They're both super fun, but I definitely don't want to take anything away from Miles, even if Ghost Spider is better, and I don't know if she is or not. A lot of people definitely, like I said, keep saying they like her better. I'm enjoying Miles so much. This card, Double Life, is just so neat, being able to just flip to alter ego real quick, flip back out, or in this deck's case, I'm trying to flip up to hero and then flip back down. So trying to use that card a little bit differently than I think what's probably the standard way to use it. So I like the idea of using swing in to confuse and remove some threat. I'd really like to get Monica out. Let's see, we could heal. Oh, Agent 13 should have a damage she thwarted. I always forget that. I remember eventually, but I often forget to put the consequential on when I'm filming. All right, we're going to use the helicarrier to bring out another web shooter. 3 more counters. Kind of want to use Agent 13 to ping that photographic reflexes off Taskmaster, but I don't want to lose my tough. I almost would like to take damage. He dealt to... okay, I was double checking that maybe it only attacked heroes, but it would take off the tough if I got rid of the photographic reflexes, so we're still not going to do that. Well, maybe we can, because swing in's gonna give us another tough anyway. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. So we are going to use Agent 13 to do 1 damage to Taskmaster. Well, it's going to trigger the photographic reflexes, and that's going to prevent the damage. It's going to deal an equal amount back to me, which will knock off the tough. Sharon takes a damage, and that will ready a shield support. Now, do I want to ready Jefferson, or do I want to ready the helicarrier? I hadn't thought that far ahead. Let's do the helicarrier. I don't know if the math's going to work out or not, but we're about to remove 4 threat from hunting down heroes, so I'm not too worried about threat right now. So we'll ready the helicarrier. We're going to change to hero form. See how much damage we take. 0 from the boost icon there, or lack thereof. We're going to use the helicarrier and a web shooter to play swing in. Remove 4 threat from a scheme if you paid for this card using a mental resource, which I did thanks to the web shooter's wild resource. We get to resolve Spider-Man's spider camouflage ability, so we're going to remove 4 threat from the main scheme. And when we trigger spider camouflage, we get to confuse, and we get a tough. But before we did that, I forgot about Taskmaster's retaliate. Let's attack for 1, or attack for 2 with Spider-Man. Put 2 damage on him, down to 14. Then we'll say I played swing in. I don't want to knock my tough off with that retaliate. So I did take 1 retaliate damage. Let's play it smarter. We're also going to use the power within when we do the attack. It's going to let me trigger the Venom Blast ability, which deals 2 more damage. And stuns. Sorry I did that stuff in a weird order, but it all works out. I promise. Alright. I've been trying to figure out how to play this hand. My resources just work out weird, and I think I probably could have done things differently just with the helicarrier and the web shooters to play my hand out right, but we're just going to discard these 3 to bring Monica Chang into play. When she enters play, I can search my deck, hand, and discard pile for a copy of Surveillance Team and put that into play. We'll bring that out. We'll take a look at that. So this comes into play with 3 Snoop counters, and basically you can exhaust one of these to remove one of those counters to remove a threat. And when she comes into play, she puts an extra counter on all of your surveillance teams. So it actually gets 4 counters. But we're just going to exhaust and use one of them now, so I'll just put 3 on there. Move that threat, might as well. All right, I think we're just going to end our turn there. We're going to draw, we got 3 cards left. Shuffle up. Oop. Draw 2 more. That is going to get us an extra encounter card. Let's take a look at our hand real quick. Oh, we finally found Genki. I've been looking for him all game. Draw me some extra cards. Get a web shooter back. All right, could be good, could be good. So this gets 1 threat, and then we're going to go ahead and put an extra threat on it since we're in hero form, now that we've got that under control. Taskmaster wants to attack, but he is stunned. And we have 2 encounter cards to deal with. So the first one is a Hydra Soldier, minion with guard, and when we defeat him we get another encounter card. We're definitely going to have to deal with that guy. And, oh, here we go. Advanced Glider, attached to the villain. Force response, after attached villain activates against you, it activates against you again. Yikes. That's really going to monkey with my scheme of stunning and confusing. As a hero action, I can discard any number of attack cards from my hand with a combined resource cost of 3 or more to discard this. Wow, this is really hard to get rid of. I don't think I have. And do I have any attack? I have 1 with a cost of 2, but I don't have... Oh, how am I going to get rid of that? Okay. And he's gonna, until I get rid of that, he's gonna get to activate against me twice a turn. That card's terrifying. Ooh, okay. I don't know what to do about that. Let's figure it out here. We've still got 2 uses on Sharon. Mockingbird's ready to block. We've still got Monica. Like to knock this thing out. Well, I think priority 1 is getting rid of that advanced glider, so we need to find another attack card, and I think the only other attack card in here, since I'm playing Justice, and I didn't put any of the Justice attack cards, is another copy of Web Shot, so we have to see if we can find one quickly. So we are going to play Global Logistics. Exhaust 1 shield card you control. We'll exhaust the Surveillance Team. To look at the top 4 cards of a player deck or the encounter deck. Discard any number of those. So we're going to look at the top 4 cards of our deck, and if we can find another Web Shot, Swing in, Power Within, Sonic Rifle, and Surveillance Team. So none of these are a web shot. None of these are an attack card. And none of these I'm super interested in drawing. Well, I kind of wouldn't mind drawing the swing in again. Huh. Okay, we are gonna discard. We're just gonna discard all of those. And then we're gonna use the Helicarrier and under surveillance, I think we've got the threat under control here. To bring Genki Lee out, you can exhaust him to draw a card. If you're in hero form, you also have to discard a card. But it's just really nice to, you have a card draw support that actually lets you activate it in hero form, even if you have to discard a card. And I do want to go to Alter Ego since he's confused, but unless I'm gonna try to get very, very lucky and draw a web shot. In order to get rid of this, I need to be in hero form to do it. So we're gonna exhaust Genki Lee to draw a card. It's not a web shot. It's not, and then now I have to discard a card. I'll just discard this probably. Okay. I think we're stuck with that glider for another turn. Now the question is, do I hold on to the web shot till next turn? Is that really the only way to get rid of that thing? Yeah. I think I just have to keep holding on to the web shot till I get the next one, right? I can't let him attack or activate twice every turn. It's not a good spot to be in. All right, I think that's what we have to do. We're gonna use a web shooter to play a web shooter. So that's gonna have 3 counters on it. We're gonna hold on to web shot because what else can we do? Oh, you know what? There was a better way to do that. We're not going to use the web shooter counter to pay for that one. We're going to use Agent 13 to thwart for 2. And her ability will let us ready the Helicarrier, and we'll use the Helicarrier to pay for the other web shooter. So they would both be full. Sorry, these are some new cards. I'm still kind of getting the timing of how to use them down. So yeah, I wouldn't have used the web shooter. So we're still full there. Going to hold on to the web shot. Spider-Man's going to attack the Hydra Soldier for 2, and Monica's going to attack it for 1, so that puts 3 damage on it. And that is the end of our turn. Oh boy. I'm a little nervous about this glider. And he's not stunned, so he's going to attack twice. Now I've got a lot of blockers, but still. So we're holding on to web shot. We draw. Please draw the other web shot. Oh, that's an attack. I forgot about Arachnobatics. Yes. Okay, we're going to be fine. 3, 4. Can you hear the relief in my voice? 5. Okay, so we do have 2 attacks. I hate to give them up, but we got to get rid of that. So, all right. Starting the villain phase, we're going to put 1 threat on the main, and then we'll put an extra per its ability since we have so much room on it. Taskmaster is going to be activating against us twice. We're going to let the first attack hit us. He's attacking for 2, plus 3 is 5. Our Tough handles that, so thankfully we had that available to us. Now he is going to activate against us again because of the advanced glider. Mockingbird is going to block this one. So another 2 plus 2 more. So those are been some really nasty attacks there. Knocks out Mockingbird. The Hydra Soldier is going to attack us for 2. That one we're just going to take down to 4. And we have 1 encounter card is a Captured by Hydra. Finally something easy. So this comes out with 5 threat on it. And when we comes out, I'll go ahead and shuffle these. But we have these 4 captive heroes. And we can get a free ally if we are able to complete the Captured by Hydra. It's not exactly a priority right now, so we'll see if we get to it, but it might be nice. All right, back to us. Really like to heal. We really need to get rid of the glider. See what we can do. So the first thing we're going to do is discard any number of attack cards with a combined resource cost of 3. We have these. They're both attack cards, combined resource cost of 3. To discard the advanced glider. Glad we got to see it because that's really cool, but I'm also glad it's gone. Now that doesn't leave me with a lot of cards in my hand, but I have plenty of resources on the table. I do only have one use left of Agent 13, so I don't know for sure if we just want to keep her as a blocker or maybe make use of her ability, because it is incredibly useful. Definitely going to go to alter ego form. He is confused. Like to get Ghost Spider out, I think. I only have 2 allies at the moment, so we could do that. Let's use the Helicarrier, a Web Shooter, and Surveillance Team to bring out Ghost Spider. I can only play her if I control a Web Warrior card. Spider-Man is a Web Warrior. She has 1 fort and 2 attack, and her ability is when she leaves play, I get to search my deck for an identity-specific event and add it to my hand. Well, we quite like our identity-specific events, so that will be helpful. I'm gonna hold on to this for now, I think, yes. All right, let's look at the board here. Not gonna use a Genki yet, because I'm gonna save that to when I go to alter ego form, so I get to keep the card. We're gonna have Monica knock out this Hydra soldier. Can't have a guard hanging around. That does get us an extra encounter card. Ghost Spider is going to attack for 2, down to 10. I think for now, at least, we are gonna hold on to Agent 13. We're gonna flip down and heal with Miles, because he's getting low, so we're going up to 8. We get to shuffle the Spider-Man card into our deck. Let's go ahead and grab... let's do the web shot. Let's try to do some damage. We do have Taskmaster down to 10. Hopefully we can start beating him up a little more now that we're pretty decently set up. The important thing is Miles is doing as little of the work on his own as possible. He's relying on S.H.I.E.L.D. and everyone else to step up. Give him a break. It's been a long week. Not sure he wants to do this anymore. So we flip down, we're going to use Genki to draw a card. We drew a Global Logistics. That's interesting. We use Jefferson to remove 1 threat. Yep, from the one with the least, so that would be the main scheme. You know what, let's go ahead and use Agent 13's last activation to remove 2 threat from captured by Hydra. That would be nice if we can get that cleared. Plus it has an acceleration, so we don't necessarily want to leave it hanging around. That is going to allow us to ready the Helicarrier, and then she is going to leave play. We're going to use the Helicarrier to bring the defense mechanism to play, so next time we use a basic power, if we want to, we can discard this to do Spider Camouflage. So sort of a guaranteed confuse, and as you can see, this deck's all about confusing. And we're going to play Global Logistics. Exhaust 1 shield card you control. We'll exhaust the Surveillance Team. Look at the top 4 cards of the player deck or the encounter deck and discard any number of those. Put the others on top or bottom in any order. Let's go ahead and do the villain deck and make sure we get a decent staging here. Okay, so he's confused, so we're basically just picking our encounter card. I can tell you we definitely want the encounter card to be captured by Hydra. Now we can put the rest on the top or bottom in any order. Don't really like any of these, so we're just going to put these on the bottom. We'll keep this on top. Whenever I do any kind of scrying, I like to just keep the cards face up so I don't forget what I did. And I think that is going to be the end of our turn. So at least we know that one of our encounter cards is going to be easy, but we are going to have a second one because we knocked out that Hydra guy, the Hydra soldier. Drawing 6 cards, Genius, Swing In, Power of Justice, a Web Shot, that's 4, a Meditation, and another Web Shot. Okay. The Hunting Down Hero is going to get 2 threat thanks to the Capture by Hydra with the acceleration icon. Taskmaster is confused, and we know our second counter card is going to be Captured by Hydra, but the first one is Smoke Bombs attached to the villain, has 2 bomb counters, and as a forced response, after the villain attacks you, remove 1 bomb counter from here, discard 1 event from your hand with the lowest cost. Well, that's not very nice. And he gets +1 attack, and we do still have this Retaliate. Shoot, did I forget about that? Yeah, Ghost Spider hit him. She should have extra damage. Hopefully that's the only Retaliate trigger I missed. If I missed any more, I apologize. I'll note it in the, when I edit this, I'll put it on the screen, but I'm hoping I didn't screw up too much there. That has 5 threat. Now we definitely want to deal with one of these. Those are nice and easy, but the acceleration icons are starting to mount up. Those bombs get 2 counters. And it is back to my turn. Okay, let's make getting rid of Taskmaster's shield a priority. If for no other reason, then I don't want to keep forgetting to trigger the Retaliate. So I have to exhaust my hero and spend 2 resources. That's gross. That is gross. Thankfully, okay, we don't need to heal. We're back up to 8, so we're doing okay there. Let's go ahead and use Genki while we're down here to draw some more money. We use Jefferson Davis. It's going to remove 1. Now it's from the scheme with the least threat. This one has 3 and this one has 3, so I can choose which one I want it to be. Let's go ahead and try to get rid of this Captured by Hydra. So we'll knock it down to 2. We'll use the Surveillance team to knock it down by 1 more. So it only has 1 left. That takes a counter off of that. So we've done all of those things. I think I really like my hand. A mental and a punch, huh? Well, we're not going to be able to use meditation. We're not going to be able to use that effectively, so that can be... Yeah, this looks pretty good. All right, let's go to hero form. We take 1 damage from Taskmaster's ability, go down to 7. Let's exhaust and spend a mental and a wild as a punch to get rid of this shield. There's nothing I can do to get rid of the smoke bombs. They just have to trigger. So the next 2 times he attacks, we're gonna have to discard events from our hand. Okay. It's not great, but nothing we can do about it. Now I think we just start playing our cool events, right? We use an energy, play for web shot, deal 4 damage to an enemy, and if we used a lightning resource, which we did, we also get to do venom blast. So we're gonna do 4 damage. He no longer has retaliate, so we go down to 6. And we get to do venom blast, which is deal 2 damage and stun an enemy. So we're gonna deal 2 more. And stun him. Always happy to see that. Let's go ahead and use the helicarrier and a web shooter to pay for another web shot. We're gonna deal 4 damage to an enemy. And you do things 1 sentence at a time. So we deal 4 damage to an enemy. That will bring him to 0, which will trigger him to go to his next form. So we go to Taskmaster 3. When revealed, deal each player an encounter card. Mind if I do? And then the ability is the same. And he has 17 hit points now. So now that we've resolved that sentence, we keep reading. And if we paid for it with a lightning, we used a web shooter. We get to the venom blast again, so that's 2 more damage, down to 15. But he's already stunned. Let's not forget. So we don't need to stun him again. That took care of that. Let's use a genius to play swing in, remove 4 threat from a scheme. If you paid for it with a mental resource, we did. We get to do spider camouflage. We're going to remove 4 threat from this one, bring it down to 1. And we get to confuse the villain and get a tough thanks to spider camouflage. Well, I sure hope Miles doesn't stop being Spider-Man, because man, oh man, is he fun to play. Look at how easy, stun, confuse, tough. I mean, I know that was a pretty good hand with all the double resources and stuff, but I had stuff in play to pay for it. He's fun. He's so fun. Okay, so now I've got these both down to 1. Let's use Ghost Spider to thwart the last off of this one. So this is removed from the game. And we are going to get White Tiger into our hand. After you play White Tiger from your hand, spend a mental resource to remove 3 threat from a scheme. And these allies all cost 0. They're really powerful. They cost 0 to bring into play, and then they all cost some sort of resource to do a special ability. Well, we've got her in our hand. We're going to hold on to that. Now, when Ghost Spider leaves play, we get to search our deck for an identity-specific event and add it to our hand. And we are going to go ahead and grab Double Life, right? Wait. Do I have... Yes. We're going to grab Arachnobatics, actually. I tell you what, Spider-Man, he's starting to have second thoughts. He's having a good time. He's starting to really enjoy life. He is going to use his web shooter to play Arachnobatics, deal 2 damage to an enemy. If that enemy has a stun status card, deal 3 additional damage to it. If that enemy has a confused status card, deal 3 additional damage to it. Well, it has all those things. So we're going to deal 8 damage, bringing Taskmaster down to 7. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. He's starting to reconsider. Does he really want to give all this up? That was a good time. He's not going to get to do that if he's just sitting at home playing video games and watching movies. He might be coming around. We'll have to see. I think we're going to hold on to White Tiger. I'd really like to take advantage of her comes into play ability. And I don't have any more resources to do that with, so we're going to do that. All right. Ready up. Here we go. Taskmaster stunned and confused. We do still have this in play. Draw our hand, Sonic Rifle, Meditation, Nick Fury, Double Life, and a Strength. Oh, nope. Wouldn't have drawn the Strength because I saw this in my hand. I forgot. Okay, so we have these 5. I'll shuffle that. Sorry about that. I'll shuffle the Strength. There we go. All right, we're going to put 2 threat on the main scheme because of the acceleration icon. Goes up to 5. And then we're going to go ahead and put 1 more because of the special ability, because we don't want to lose our tough to just 1 ping. Now Taskmaster wants to attack, but he's stunned, and so smoke bombs won't go off. So we won't get to see that happen. We do have 2 encounter cards. First one is an advance. He's going to scheme. Well, he's not going to scheme because he's confused. And the second one is a Hydra Hunter. So a 2/2 minion with 3 health. Piercing and range. Now we actually do kind of care about the piercing because we have a tough. All right, I think Miles has reached a decision. I think he's having way too much fun being Spider-Man to give this up. He is going to stay Spider-Man. Spider-Man, yes more. And we are going to finish off this game. Spider-Man is going to attack Taskmaster for 2. He's down to 5. Now, he does need to say goodbye to his friends and family. He has to go tell them that he has changed his mind. So we're going to exhaust a web shooter. He's going to swing in for a punch resource to play Double Life. We're going to change our form. So we're going to switch to Miles, and that is going to let us ready. He's going to chat with Genki. He's going to let him draw a card. He's going to say goodbye to his dad. Not goodbye, but you know, sorry I'm not going to be around as much as you thought I was. He's going to remove Capture by Hydra, which is going to put Elektra in our hand. Not unhappy to see that. We're going to exhaust and exhaust the Helicarrier, play Meditation to bring out Nick Fury. Miles is going back to work. He's coming to tell Nick the good news. He's going to be Spider-Man again. He's not giving it up. He changed his mind. He was just kidding. Please let me back in. And Nick is so happy that Miles has chosen to stay Spider-Man. He wants to celebrate. And he's going to celebrate by taking out Taskmaster for Miles. Miles gets to stay home. Nick's going to do 4 damage, bring him down to 1, and then attack himself to finish him off, defeating Taskmaster on Expert. Miles does get the night off to celebrate with his friends before he goes back hard to work as Spider-Man. He's going to continue. So good news, everyone. You get to keep playing Miles. He didn't stop being Spider-Man after all. Sorry for the scare there. I know you were all very nervous. Maybe you weren't going to be able to use Miles anymore. Maybe some of you don't care. All you want to play with is Gwen anyway. But I think he's so much fun. I'm a huge, huge fan of this hero. That deck was a good time. It was really fun getting to flip back and forth so many times and taking advantage of his alter ego abilities, just all the confuse that he's able to produce. He can protect himself so well. He can control the villain so well. And this was a really fun game. So I want to thank you for joining me. And I hope you're having a lot of fun with Sinister Motives. And I hope you'll come with me next time we get up in game. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.